today, but I just need you to be ready to receive it. I know that you came for whatever reason you came, but I'm praying that God will move in this place on today.
Yes, sir.
God will move on today in this place because it's already here. But right now, I just need you to loose yourself. And I know that whatever you're struggling with, you need to loose it. Give it to God. I know that you want to handle on it, but give it to God. So I'm going to just ask you once again, not for me and not for show, but right now, where you sitting, give God what He's due from you. Not because I promised you, but give God what He's due. And we ain't got the many service right now, but we just need to give God all that He's done for us. I know. I'm saying you don't take all that. But let me tell you, it does. Because when you've been through things that I've been through, you know that your praise helps you get through it. I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. I come because I need thee. Every hour, oh Lord, I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. Lord, I come. I don't know about you today, but I come to thee. Give it honor to God who is first in my life. Give it honor to my pastor, First Lady McCree in her absence, to the ministerial staff, to the deacons, to Reverend Lee. God bless you all today. God bless you all today. We're going to go on into the Word. And we're gonna, if you could stand, we're going to go to Ruth, chapter 1. And let me know when you got it. I'm going to wait for you because I want you to be able to see it in here with me. I know we kind of zip through this because we think people can get through it, but if you can go to Ruth chapter 1, you need a little bit more time. Say, wait a minute. Okay, I got you. Everybody ready?
Amen.
Ruth chapter 1. Take these glasses off. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land, and a man of Bethlehem in Judah went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. The name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife was Naomi, and the names of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephraimites from Bethlehem in Judah. They went into the country of Moab and remained there. But Elimelech, the husband of Naomi, died, and she was left with her 2 sons. These took Moab wives. The name of one of them was Orpah, and the name of the other was Ruth. They lived there about 10 years, and both Mahlon and Chilion died, so that the woman was left without her 2 sons and a husband. May God add a blessing to the readers and hearers of his word. That was Ruth chapter 1 through 5.
Amen.
I'm not going to pray because Pastor already prayed us through it. I feel that we need to get into the word. If I had to tag it, and I tagged it several different things. I've been working on this for the whole week, and I come up with different things, but I went back to stuff that I normally don't like to talk about. But there is a purpose behind your pain. it is, because again, we go through some painful situations, but there is a purpose behind your pain. Now, I should tell you that there are times that when we create our own pain, let's be honest with you. We create our own pain because we don't follow God's will, we don't follow God's law. We say we're going to pray about it. We say we prayed and we took it back because, we could deal with it better. And then there's other things that's life that will cause you pain. Now, we define pain for you. It's a noun, it's a physical suffering or discomfort caused by illness or injury or mental suffering, distress. I'm going to define purpose for you. The purpose is the reason for which something is done, created, or for which something exists. Now, we know the place of this. We're talking about Elimelech, Naomi, Mahlon, Chilion. They were in Bethlehem, Judah, and they left because of the famine in the land. The location they moved to was Moab. And we look at that, and we talked about how his two sons took two wives, two Moab wives. Now, the law says about it's no formal prohibition against marrying Moabites, but it was discouraged because their commitments was to other gods. So you come from a place that you believe and trust in God, and then you go to another country, and you marry two women that are from a different religion, and they believe in gods. G-O-D, lowercase G-O-D-S. So that was uncommon. But when you look at what went through, and because of famine in the land, and when they left, and then Naomi finds herself in a country by herself, except for her two daughters-in-law. She lost her husband, then she turned around and lost her two sons. And when you look at the things that happened in her life, and I know she's figuring, I left a place and went to another place where there was more for me and my family to live on. I left a place that had famine, but then I lost everything right there in this country. So the first point I want to make to you is don't allow your present pain or situation to determine your future. Yvette, that sounds really good. You telling us don't allow your present pain or situation to determine your future. Let me tell you something. What I've been noticing about myself, I've been reflecting a lot. And I noticed that when I got on this new medicine about 5 or 6 years ago, when they kept changing in this biologic, and I noticed recently that I stopped living. What do you mean by that, Yvette? I allowed my present situation to determine my future. I wouldn't go out anywhere. If I did, I went with selected people that knew that I had this issue. I didn't live. And let me tell you something. I didn't live because this was before my daughter passed. And she used to say, come on, Mama, let's go someplace. I don't want to go. Why don't you go? Because I don't want to go, and that's in the conversation. But I let my present situation of taking all this medicine to determine my future for 5 years. And for my 5 years was bleak. Because I only would talk to certain people. I would only interact with certain people. And you cannot allow your present pain to determine your future. You're going to miss out a whole bunch of stuff. And I learned in this reflection that I missed out on a lot of things that I'm doing now. And then I wondered, where was I? I allowed my present situation to determine my future. Naomi could have stayed in Moab, but what she decided was, you know what? This is a foreign country. I'm going to go back to Judah, where I know my people. Ruth could have returned to her family like Orpah did, because Orpah said, look, thank you, I'm going to go back to my family. But what Ruth said, what I liked about what Ruth said, and I'm going to go to chapter 1, verse 16 through 17, what she said was, and it blessed me because this is someone that you know that I love you. But Ruth said, do not urge me to leave you or to return from following you. For where you go, I will go. And where you lodge, I will lodge. And your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Now, that's a lot to say about this Moab woman. Because she said, look, I'm going to forsake everything I know here, and I'm going to go with you because I'm not going to let my present situation to determine my future. You better hear it, because I'm telling you, I allowed 5 years to slip by, taking every medicine I took, and I allowed my present situation to determine my future. I'm telling you, I didn't go nowhere. If I went out to dinner, I went out to dinner with my daughter, and I was back home. That I don't want to go no, I don't want to go this, I don't want to go there. I allowed myself to stay in that current state. And when I look back, that's why people say, well, you know, it's because of what happened. Baby, I've been living about 5-6 years in my current state, and I allowed my health to be my crutch. I allowed my health to be my crutch. And so what happens was, when it got to everything else, I allowed so much to go on that I allowed myself to stay in that one spot for 5 years. When you look at Ruth and Naomi, they make this journey to Bethlehem, and when they both arrived in town, it was kind of stirred up. You know, again, you come back, like I came back from Macon, Georgia. I'm just gonna be real. I came back from Macon, Georgia, everybody said, oh, she back. I'm back. Because what it did was speculation about Ruth. Here's this lady from this foreign land, and she was a beautiful woman. You got her coming in, and then you got Naomi that left and went to another country. So you see all this stuff would kind of shut somebody down. But what I like about this story is they didn't allow their present situation to determine their future. I got somebody didn't hear that. When Naomi got back, she asked him, she said, don't call me Naomi, call me Mara. Means pleasant and bitter. A pleasant situation because I'm back with my people. A bitter because I left my husband and my 2 sons dead in another country. Let me tell you something, it's hard to separate when you're leaving somebody a past behind, but it was pleasant and bitter. That brings me to my next point. Don't allow your pain to miss your blessing. Don't allow your pain to miss your blessing. You know, what you mean by that is that, you know, my pain, you mean my illness. You mean me having issues with my family, how that's going to miss a blessing. Well, I told you I allowed my present state to determine my future for 5 years. Do you know how many blessings that I missed out on? Do you know how many blessings or places I could have been, what I could have done in my life? I stayed stuck 5 years because of my health, and I missed out on blessings. Blessings of seeing different things, blessings of going different places, meeting people that I could have been a blessing to them. So then I had to go back and tell God I was sorry. I fell on my face and said, God, you know what? I'm a mess. Because I said I trusted you, but I trust you just enough. I'm sorry, God, because I missed out on blessing others because of my current situation. And I got stuck in a place that if you didn't see me in the store or going to work or going to church, I missed out on blessings. And let me just say this, blessings don't always mean money. Let's just get over that, because you know money don't really, it helps you get the things that you need. But I missed out on blessings of meeting other people and people meeting me. Now what Naomi did was she was accepted back with her daughter-in-law. Ruth found herself widowed in a foreign land. And what I liked about it is she had to humble herself to glean in the fields, sun up, sun down. This was so they could eat. Let me just tell you what glean is, because glean is the provisions for the poor, sojourners, widow, and orphans, allowed them to gather standing grains in the corner of burdens of the fields, as well as drop stalks, so they were able to go behind and pick up what was left. Now, most people would have just stayed back where you was with your family and sucked it up. But you got Ruth to say, you know what, Naomi, I love you too much. You've been with me through everything, and I'm going to go with you. So here's this woman from a foreign land saying, you know what, whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. And so what she did was she went in from sun up to sundown, and she was picking up stuff so that her and her mother-in-law could eat. If you go to chapter 2, verse 8 through 13, you'll see that where she meets Boaz. Now let me just say this, she wasn't looking for no man. She was trying to feed her family. She wasn't looking to hook up with anybody. She was trying to feed her family. And what she did was, she captured this man's attention. Not on purpose. All she was trying to do was take care of her mother-in-law.
Yes.
I left. Now I'm out here picking up leftovers in the field, sun up and sun down. And here comes this man that I captured his attention. So what Boaz says to her is, look, stay in this field. Don't go nowhere else. I'm protecting you. I'm going to protect you while you're in these fields from these young men. I'm not going to let nobody bother you. I'm not going to let nobody disturb you. I want you to stay right here in this place. Now let me just say this. No one else came forward to help Naomi and Ruth. Nobody suggested that she go to another field. They didn't give her that option to go there. Boaz, the reason being is because he said, look, if this young woman can leave her country, come back with her mother-in-law, and be able to help her, he was trying to say that, you know what, you're a special person. And what we sometimes forget about our blessing is, again, has she not done the things that God told her, she not followed, she would have missed out on her blessing. And I know what y'all saying, well, you know, she put herself there. Because she could have stayed in Moab with her family and married a Moab, which would have made sense because, again, she then changed everything, her thought process, where she was going. Because, again, they served gods. They didn't serve one God, they served little gods. And so what you got to understand is she changed the whole thing about her future. Because she said, look, I don't care about none of this. I need to be where God is. I need to be where God is. I know that y'all don't understand that, but whatever my pain is, I need to go to this God that you're serving. And what my third point is, there is a blessing after your pain. Y'all don't believe me, do you? You don't believe me, do you? If you go back and read the whole thing of Ruth, how she was blessed, Boaz ended up marrying her. And they had a son. But you think about what she thought about leaving Moab. I left my husband dead. I'm going to this foreign country to be with Naomi, and I'm just going to be able to serve. But there is a blessing after your pain. Y'all don't think that is right. Because you know what happens when we're in pain, we think about the right now situation. We think about, this is where I'm at right now. So can I bless y'all real good? This whole thing with me being reflected, them Tyler passing away, and you know, that's the part I don't like to talk about, but God said you got to talk about it today, so don't skip around this. Amen. My pain is still there. But what I learned how to do in the midst of my pain is call on the name of Jesus. I know y'all say that's just a simple element, girl, that's fine. Because you know that ain't gonna give you that relief. Do you understand when you call on the name of Jesus? I can call my sister, cry on the phone, hyperventilate. When I end up talking to her, I'm still in the same pain. But the only thing that I could tell you is, in the middle of my pain, after my pain, I called on the name of Jesus. Man, that sounds real simple, too simple. I called on the name of Jesus. Let me just tell you something. It wasn't just because I was in church, baby. Because there's some nights I didn't go to sleep. I stayed up 48 hours, and I'm sitting there, and I said, well, I guess this painkiller ain't gonna kick in. But what I learned is that when I emptied my mind and I called on the name of Jesus, and it wasn't no tune because I didn't feel like tuning it up, but I said Jesus. Jesus, 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 Jesus. And I sat there and I said, well, that pain ain't empty in a little bit, it's still there. Jesus, 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 Jesus. And I sat there and I was like, oh, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I cannot bear this pain. It's too much. It's too much and I don't want anybody else to bear it. But God helped me to not hyperventilate. I ain't been sleeping 48 hours and I know I should have trusted you when you said that the first night. But Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I don't want them. My phone started ringing. I don't want to talk to you. Decline that call. Jesus, know, anybody know me? I tell you, I don't want to hear. Thank you very much for sharing. God bless you. Leave me alone. I didn't want to talk to anybody because I didn't want somebody to give me some fluff words. And let me just tell you this. I knew that Jesus would heal me. I just had to be ready to be healed. You didn't hear that? I knew that Jesus would heal me, but I didn't want to be healed because I was still stuck in my pain of the present state.
That's good.
You don't understand that I didn't want to do this. I told you I didn't want to do it. Okay, thank you very much. If I got to be here, I stay here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to sing. I don't want to preach. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'll get up and go to work. I'll smile at people. They'll leave me alone. We'll call it a day. Day 2, I'll do the same thing. And people know that's what I've been doing. I do it every day, day in, day out. I would smile at you, real cute, so you would back off and leave me alone. But in the inside, that pain was building up. And because I couldn't find any relief in any kind of medicine, no yoga things, no meditation, the only thing that I knew that would give me some relief is calling on the name of Jesus. I know my family, they were real cute. They would check on me. All right, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Did you eat? Sure, I did eat. Yes. All right, okay. I would do that day in and day out, month after month after month. Year came around. I did this for a whole year. How y'all do that? How you do that and nobody know? They knew, but they knew that I only was going to be able to hear from Jesus. You didn't hear that? My family and friends knew, but they knew that the only way that I would get relief is I hear from Jesus. You see, you don't understand that. You can talk to me all day long, and I'm going to smile at you. And I'll give you that professional answer, and I'm fine, thanks for asking. All right, God bless. I did that for a whole year. 2018, that was my year. I mastered it. You couldn't tell me I mastered it because people left me alone. I was stuck in my pain, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. So I'm dealing with the pain of the illness 5 years because I still carried that through. Then I'm dealing with the pain of the death of Tyler. Then I got divorced in that whole time, and I'm looking at the losses. And I sat there in my pain. And I'm looking at the losses. I'm like, well, my health ain't no good. My marriage was a mess. Well, my daughter passed away. I'm just going to sit here. And I sat there for a whole year until one day that I said, you know what, this is ridiculous. I can't hyperventilate every day. I can't go through these jobs because I just fade out. All right, Jesus, I know you're going to heal me. So now is the time that I call on you. And let me tell you something. It doesn't happen instantaneously. You know, I know we think Jesus is like an ATM machine. We put our number in and we say, this is what we need and I need to be healed right here instantaneously. It don't happen that way because it comes by faith. You don't understand that it comes by faith. So you got to want to be healed. You have to want to be delivered. You have to want to be set free. Pastor can pray for you all day long. But you got to want to be healed. You got to want to be delivered. And you have to want to be set free. I know you don't think that's the truth. You know, that's why we call him. And God bless him because he called me and, you know, he'll text me something like, all right, you know, okay, thanks. So texting me. And he would do it again. And I'm like, oh, right. I better answer him because he knows that I look at my phone. Anybody know me? I hate when people don't answer me back on text messages. So I text something nice and spiritual. I felt that. I'm like, okay, boy. And he texted back and said, okay. Because you have to know that you have to want to be healed from your pain.
Yes.
You don't want to be healed from your pain. I know. You don't want to be healed. Because that's the case. You can just stay stuck there. You stay in something that you know. Your pain is something you're comfortable with. I was comfortable with my pain. I was comfortable with this illness that they tell me that I'm going to die of colon cancer. I was comfortable in my grief because I cloaked myself in my pain. And when you came around, I smiled. But there is a blessing after your pain. You think your pain over with? No. It probably won't end till I take my last breath. But what I can tell you is that when you call on the name of Jesus, it ain't gonna fix it fast, but it's a comfort that he brings to you. People don't know that I was crying every night. And when you hear the scripture that God will wipe away your tears, and you kind of figure out, how is he going to do that? Let me tell you something about me. I cried every night to the point that my sinuses made it to the point that I couldn't even breathe. And I said, I got some more to cry about. And God said, you ain't got no more to cry about, go to bed. Because what I learned is that he wipes the tears from my eyes. See, y'all think it was my family. It was my family, it was my friends. It wasn't me sitting there deciding that. But I know that he wiped the tears from my eyes. So this year, because when you go to the last stages and it's acceptance, and I said I wasn't going to never accept a good look. But I did it just like that, and I said it like that. And the last person who told me that, they didn't like me for a minute because I told them how I felt. I was honest, I was truthful, and I was raw. As believers, we don't like people being truthful and raw. Can I just say that to you? You know, we want to be on that spiritual high that everything's going good. But I tell you that I have to be in my truth. Yes. And my truth was I didn't want to be healed. I wanted to stay in that pain. How dare me live past this? How dare me move on? How dare that I find some little bit of happiness? How can I find happiness when I had all this pain? And even though my daughter gone out, I still have that pain, but I still got my health issue. How can I be happy? So I said, God, you know what? 2018 was a joke. I don't remember half anything, and I'm tired of living the way I've been living. Yes. Heal me. Heal me. Heal me. Heal me. Heal me. I didn't go with no big fluffy words because at that moment I was raw. Heal me, Father. I'm tired of living in this pain. I'm tired of waking up every morning that my chest feels like it's going to burst. Heal me. And so when I walked around my house and I just said, you know what? I ain't going to do this. I ain't going to do this prayer. I'm just going to call on the name of Jesus because I need you right now. Jesus, heal me. Jesus, 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 Jesus. And the more I call him, the better I feel. You don't understand that there's a shift when you call Jesus. And you don't understand that God is inside me working on your behalf. And I said, heal my heart. Because I can't take this no more. If you want me here, I got to do your work. I can't do your work when I'm being in pain. Every day I wake up in pain. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Heal me, Father. And when you look at there's a blessing after your pain, what's your blessing? You know what? Can I tell somebody? He kept me in my right mind. He kept me in my right mind. Can I bless somebody real good? Going to work, coming home from work, going on Howard Franklin. And I was on the outside lane. And I'm sitting in my pain. And I heard Satan just as clear. Girl, look over there. You don't have to do this anymore. And I heard it clear in my car with no music on. Clear as day. Turn to the left. You got that small car there left. It's done. You don't have to worry about anything any longer. You bet you can get out this pain right now. And in the midst of that, a voice from heaven said, not today. You shall live and not die. I don't know who that's for. You shall live and not die. And I pushed that car in the middle lane. And I said, Jesus, I thank you because you kept me in my right mind. You see people walking around here in pain and they didn't even know their own name. But Father, I thank you for keeping me in my right mind. You don't understand that. For some people that deal with mental illness, there's times when you don't feel like you're in your right mind. But he kept me in my right mind. When I was spending money left and right, and my friends kept telling me, I need you to slow down, stop spending. I was spending money because I wanted to help the pain. Because, you know, retail shopping, they said it's good for you. Well, it really ain't good for you because I spent too much money. But here's what I like about Jesus. When I get ready to do something stupid, like overspend, somebody's calling me, what you doing? I'm going to the store. No, you're not. You don't need to go to the store. But what you all understand is I tried everything possible to deal with the pain instead of calling on the name of Jesus. And I'm trying to tell you from this little girl that whatever